College of Fine Arts is celebrating its 75th anniversary this year. Our theme, Inspiring Lives, recognizes the 75 years that lives at the college, the university community, the region, and beyond have been inspired by our creative, powerful, and challenging work. To commence this milestone celebration, the college's Kennedy Museum of Art opened an exhibition this past July 8th, Jim Dine, Sculpture and Large Prints. As that title indicates, this exhibition highlights the world-renowned contemporary artist, College of Fine Arts alumnus, and tonight's honored guest, Jim Dine.
Since I was 2 years old, I couldn't do anything else. I knew always I was going to be an artist because that's all I could do. It's a lucky thing, actually, not to have to make decisions about your so-called career. Nobody could make me an artist. In fact, it's why I stopped teaching, because what are you going to say? They always ask you the same thing, how did you do it? And the only way is that you were touched in some way genetically. And that the art department was very small, and maybe there was 6, 7 teachers. And I immediately started to work. I have a lot of grandkids, so my wife and I have been through all these applications and things. And I mean, there was none of this. There was no essays, there was no SATs for me, because in high school the teachers wouldn't tell me that you had to have an SAT because I was such a bad boy. So when I got here, I was welcome. And I was fortunate to have, and it's interesting because the show here is sculpture and prints. And I was fortunate to have 2 teachers who allowed me to be me. This one, the green suit, was the first, I think it was the first piece I made that was a painting that wasn't on canvas. It was a suit I bought here on the corner. There was a men's store which now sells Ohio University Bobcats or something, right on the corner of the court and whatever it is. And it was a kind of preppy men's store. And I bought this green corduroy suit, and then I got to New York, and it seemed right for me. I remember Latin a little bit, I remember a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but I always went back to Greek and Roman sculpture because my mother had shown it to me at the Cincinnati Museum, which had a small but very distinguished collection. And then at Walnut Hills they talked about it. And Walnut Hills gave me such a bad taste in my mouth that I tried to push it away, but I never could. I never could. And I still, I go to the Templeton-Blackburn in Munich and draw from the real thing, not the cast. And most people just wanted to buy the middle one. Right. That's like taking the fillet. Right. They are the one with the vowels and the other one, which is stylized. I thought made a great trio. But the people I work with, if they're artists, which some of them are, it's kept away. And I appreciate that because this is not a democracy. Right. This thing I'm running, and it is something, let's face it, that I'm the boss. And I'm not an ogre, and I'm not a dictator. It's just that I'm the artist, and without me, there's no impact. I don't know what to say. Honestly, I've heard, that's why I stopped teaching. I couldn't take it anymore. I had nothing to say about the advice. I mean, either you do it, you don't do it. If the culture doesn't like it, forget the culture. I mean, if it's a crappy culture, which it is, you do what you have to do. I could, if I had lived under fascism, which maybe some could arguably say I did, I still would have made art because I had to. That's all. You do what you have to do. It's just like my grandson who put his hand behind his back and made a drawing. If you have to make the drawing, you make the drawing, no matter what you do. And if you can't, and if the culture gets to you and doesn't approve, too bad. If you are that involved with the culture rather than art, then you shouldn't be doing the art, you know?